Hello and welcome to a new video. In today's video we're going to take a look at a rank 1 in the world team from Thackery, who is also the current world champion in Pokemon Go. So yeah, this is going to be an interesting team here. I upgraded this team a tiny bit because in the meantime actually Shadow Melamar was released as well. This was on the 6th of May where they were able to get to rank 1 in the world, so the last time Rank Great League was available. And so today we're going to take a look at this team, but with Shadow Melamar instead of the normal Melamar because I have too much fun with this Pokemon. Like honestly, this Pokemon is so much fun, and I would really recommend you to build one, especially an attack invested one. I just enjoy so much currently. But yeah, here against the Alone Sandslash, we're actually going to be able to guarantee win this lead matchup if everything is going right. If we have the perfect fast move timing, which we have in this case because we win the CMP tie. Goodbye there, we can still keep even our Melamar around there as they're going to swap out now into our Drapion. In comes the Feraligatr of the opponent, and we actually get to the charge move before they get to their own, which is not how it's supposed to be happening. I don't think it really matters too much. I get a free fast move in for that, which actually maybe matters because I get actually this crunch off now. That is going to be absolutely amazing because now we still have the Corviknight in the back, which has amazing bulk. We're going to have access to the Sky Attack as well as the move Iron Head, and we can move on to the next opponent. I am not running Payback on the Corviknight, which you can do as well. I see a lot of people currently running Payback on it, but I think that's mainly because people don't want to use an Elite TM to get the Iron Head on it. But yeah, I'm running the Sky Attack, which I think is the better move for this team, as yeah, Sky Attack and Iron Head gives you the better coverage, and you have already Dark type coverage with both your lead as well as your Sales Up, so there's no need of having Payback on the Corviknight. Here we want to try to catch a move because, yeah, we needed to. Like, we're in a really tough spot here against that Morpeko. But what we can do is we can go for the Awkward Tail here, still get the shield, but sadly they can go for the full farm down, which I was hoping I could avoid. But like this, I can still go for a foul play, I can still go for a shield here. I have to kind of shield this move up, as we have to get rid of this Pokemon, as we have, of course, in the back our Corviknight, which does not want to face Morpeko at all. So yeah, that's going to be a bit tough. All battles I did actually with this team are in this video. I thought I did more, but I only did 10 battles. And one of them was a 5-0. So it showcased again that this team is amazing. If we would knock them out here and they didn't survive with 1 HP in a dream, we would have been in such a better spot. But at the end of the day, we're going to face up against Talonflame. I had a chance there maybe, if I would have knocked them out. Just maybe though, I don't think I actually would have had a chance. So I think we would have lost no matter what. That also depends on what they have as a move here. Do they have Fly? Do they have the Flame Charge? They're running Brave Bird, so they don't run Fly, and that's a good game. Well played, nothing I could have done there. Next opponent go to lead with a Dugong, which is fine by us, as they're gonna swap on into the Gustload. I can go for a Superpower, and I can swap into my Corviknight. Superpower allows to get the shield advantage immediately, but I don't actually really need the switch advantage here as well. If they want to go for the charge move, they can go for that. I'll resist the fast move, I do neutral fast move pressure. The awkward thing here is that Gustload has a very high HP stat. Where this matters is with the 1-turn fast move of Sand Attack, it just barely does any damage, as it barely does any damage anyway. But against like low HP Pokemon, you can still do like 1 damage per turn, and it's kind of significant on it, especially like thinking back of like Pokemon like Deoxys. It would do a lot of damage because Deoxys has crazy high defense, but no HP basically. But against Gustload, it's basically the opposite. That doesn't have the greatest defense stat, but an absolutely amazing HP stat, which make 1-turn fast moves not really good against this Pokemon. Next up, we're going to have here again the Dugong, where we're going to be able to go for a Superpower, get the shield from the opponent, and I decide to go and shield this move up, which I think is the right call. I still think I needed to go for a charge move though before swapping out, as they're still going to be able to reach another charge move here, which I have to shield up as well. This is quite an issue, but let's see what we can do here. We can overfarm by a ton. We need 1 more fast move to get to the crunch, and we can guarantee get the KO against the opponent with that, which is great. So we can go for the CMP tie, which they call, and that is quite awkward because now they still have their Wigglytuff, where they at least get the defense drop, which is important, but I think we're sadly going to lose this battle because I just didn't go for the crunch in time. If I went for the crunch in time, I would have won this battle guaranteed. But no, like this, I am gonna be in such a tough spot, as I can have to swap out straight away. I don't get to my move in time, and the opponent can knock us out. That is definitely a mistake by me. Could have played this out way, way better. But again, this is very, very close, and I could have definitely won this battle. Again, this team really started picking our wins as more as I played this one. Here we're going to have the opponent's Marowak, and we actually have the option here to go just for Superpower, which does way more damage. get the shield, but we can swap out into the Corviknight, and this is a very solid matchup for us. We resist the fast move, they have to go for the Rock Slide, which is not a strong move at all, it's not stab, and we can take 2 of them as we can go for the Iron Head. In hindsight, I should have most likely went for the Sky Attack here, because Iron Head just is not enough to put them even really into farm down range, so that's a bit of an annoying thing there, but still, at the end of the day, they're gonna swap out here. I can still go for an Iron Head, I still can get them low with that. I don't really need the damage here though, because I would want to go for the superpower anyway, so like it doesn't really make too much of a difference. So not ideal, but it is what it is. Let's see what the opponent is going to do next. We're going to have here the foul play coming through. We would be able to get the KO against the opponent with this move as well, which is lovely as we gotta get the shield here. That's totally fine. I will take that, and let's see how this is going to play out. We have the Ice Punch coming through, we have the Gas Ring coming in, and this is looking very promising as you're going to have the superpower connecting against the opponent. This is doing so much damage that we put them into range for the Drapion. But what we have to do here is we have to be a bit mindful. We have to try to catch a move here, and we can catch the move, which is so important because now the Earth Power lands up against our bird, and it's down to our Drapion to win us this battle. But we have to be still mindful that they cannot go for any other charge move in time, because otherwise we're going to get knocked out here. We have a ton of energy, we have to overfarm the perfect amount, and we did exactly this as we're going to be able to get the KO here against the opponent. We're going to have the Sand Slash coming in, and we get the triple kill against the opponent here with our Drapion. And yeah, this team was absolutely amazing. So, last battle of this first set here. Again, first set took me a bit. I could have won at least one of the battles still there, and the other one was quite close. So, yeah, this team is amazing. Like, I can definitely recommend you this team. This team makes a lot of sense on paper as well. Your main weakness of the Melamar are bug types. Oh wow, all the bug types in the current Great League meta are going to be so difficult. The thing is, even like the best bug type Pokemon are all not really using any bug type fast moves, so you're going to be able to actually still play against them, especially in the 2 shields, as you have so much fast move pressure. But yeah, the main weakness is going to be Chalmers, Fairy type Pokemon, Azumarill, and you have good answers for those Pokemon here for sure. You're going to see a Spiritomb coming in. That is going to be great, as our fast moves are going to be resisted, which is not ideal, but our charge moves are going to be neutral, and they're forced to go for the Rock Tomb. Am I going to use a shield here? I am, and I don't think I should have. I don't think that is a smart idea. I can overfarm at least here by quite a bit and go for the Awkward Tail, so we're not going to have to get hit by another charge move, but let me tell you, that is not really ideal at all, and so we are going to see here as well that the opponent, has to take another Awkward Tail on the Claydol. And actually we got the shield, which is interesting. They have the Bastion in the back, and this game is not over yet. Bastion is going to be, well, a strong answer to our Pokemon here. We have the fast move that is going to do double super effective damage. And if you think that doesn't look like double super effective damage, that is because Sandtech is pretty bad in terms of the damage output of it. So it doesn't really matter us too much, but we can go for an Iron Head here. We can go for another Iron Head there afterwards. And yeah, that maybe is going to be enough. It's going to be very close. Iron Head is coming through again. This is going to be enough to farm them all the way down, which is kind of hilarious. Goodbye Bastion. Can we still win the battle though? We are barely out of luck here, and sadly they're gonna get to a charge move. So the first set here only went 2 and 3, but trust me, it's only going to be better. Next up, we're going to have a Claydol in the lead. Again, we had this just now. We see that actually this matchup is not that great for the Melamar. Even though we have super effective coverage in the foul play, the matchup is not that great, especially if they go for 2 shields. They're always going to be able to win this one, as they're going to do so much fast move pressure. But also, as you can see here, foul play just doesn't do enough pressure against the Claydol in order to get the KO. And so, we're going to invest a shield, but what we see here as well is that I'm so close to another foul play. We just generate so much energy with this Pokemon that we are in such a solid spot still, as we can now realign ourselves. We have the Golispot coming in. I keep the energy for later on. I have here very solid answer against the Golispot as we resist the fast move. And they're gonna reveal that they have more Peko in the back, so it's great that we still have a superpower stored, because we're very likely going to need that. We have the Awkward Tail getting shielded. I am forced to use a shield here. I am forced to try to get more damage onto this Pokemon, because any other way, I am going to struggle quite a bit. And after this, if this lands, I have to mostly go into my Sand user, I would say, Sand-type user, but no, actually I still get to the Awkward Tail, which is great, but I don't know on how to play this now. Should I go into my, I go actually into my Corviknight, they swap out at the same time, and I think with that, we win the battle. I don't see the way of us losing this one, because unless the opponent's Morpeko gets to 2 moves, I guess then it would be a bit awkward, but I think we have so much fast move pressure here with the Sand Attack, which I just said is kind of garbage, but Morpeko's defense is kind of garbage as well, that we just win with all our Pokemon. Guess who then is going to be next here? This is going to be again a matchup where you kind of want to stay in, but you have that advantage of outspeeding the opponent while also having a ton of fast move pressure. I know the opponent has also a ton of pressure with their fast move, but I am fairly certain they're going to go for a body slam anyway. And this is the cool thing about this team. You don't really need to keep your lead alive. It is not really mandatory for this team. It is not an ABB style line, even though you have double dark in general there. But you don't need it. You don't really need to keep your lead like this. So we see here the opponent having their Drapion. And to be fair, I should just go for the Sky Attack here, which I do. That's great. Sky Attack does a bit more damage than the Iron Head. Just a tiny bit more. I think it's 15 more damage for 5 more energy. I guess it's a bit more. But as you'll see here, they decide to use a shield. I try to catch a Crunch. That did not work out. And now we are in a bit of a tough spot. So I don't know if I played this correctly or not. We will find out very shortly though. As we see the swap out here into the Clodsire, which is honestly absolutely amazing for me. I have a ton of energy on this Pokemon. I resist the fast move of the Clodsire. And with that, we are going to be in a very solid spot as the Orchidea is going to come through again to knock out the opponent's Clodsire, leaving us with 2 shields and a Corviknight against 2 Pokemon that cannot really damage Corviknight other than with their charge moves, so we are in a very solid spot. 1 Iron Head is going to be enough to knock out the opponent's Drapion here. Hope we're going to be able to land that. Orchidea is not going to be enough to knock us out, but I'm fairly certain its Iron Head is going to be enough to knock them out. And with that, we are 1 Earth 1, but we have a shield left, but only for a tiny bit. As the Gaston goes for their Body Slam, it doesn't matter. We're going to be able to win this battle, and we can move on to the next opponent. Welcome in Marowak. Shadow Marowak here against us is going to be an interesting Pokemon to deal with, as they're going to swap out here into the Dunsparce. Very risky play by the opponent, but well done there, as the foul play is now going to land against a Pokemon where it doesn't really want to land. I can still go for another foul play here, trying to get the shield from the opponent, which we are going to be able to do. But in the same breath there, the opponent was able to get to their charge move, and I know now that they are going to be able to get to their next charge move, I think before me. So I tried to catch the move, but it didn't work out, and with that I have to shield another time here. But what I can do is I can go for the full farm down and leave with 2 charge moves stored from a Shadow Melamar, which does a ton of damage and has amazing coverage. So yeah, against the Clodsire here, I don't think they really enjoy that either. As we are going to have now the perfect alignment, I can still go for actually 3 foul plays total against this Pokemon. And with that, we're going to be able to force the shield from them as well, or the KO, which is amazing. Like, look at what Melamar can do here. It's such an upgrade. I honestly think it's a better Pokemon. I don't know why I swap out into my Drapion. Most likely, I forgot delete, but it's most likely very good against Drapion, so I just sacrifice it here. It was Marowak, yeah, exactly. So that was the better matchup actually for my Drapion. I can still get the Orchidea off, which is amazing by the way, because this is going to put them now into range where our Corviknight is going to be able to fully farm them down and leave with a charge move. But I think we might be able to even catch a move. That would be kind of cool. Can we try to catch a move here? I know we don't really have to, but it would be funny. Look at this. The opponent, I think it's just a Bone Club. I'm fairly certain that's the only thing they can get to. Exactly. And we're going to be able to just win this battle, show some dominance here as well, as the Sky Attack is going to be able to get the KO against the opponent. And this is absolutely lovely. Next up, second to last battle. Another pretty awkward lead. We have more Shadow Marowak, which makes sense. We had just the Shadow event. This Pokemon was the main Pokemon, I think, of Cliff for the last 3 months. So yeah, it makes sense that a lot of people have this Pokemon. Very strong Pokemon to have. And I stop out of here, and you might think that seems like a bit of a silly mistake. And that might be a silly mistake. But also, on the other hand, I'm going to be able to kind of, here in this case, because they go into the Toxapex, kind of dictate on how the battle is going to go. Because what I can do is I can keep my energy here. I can try to get some energy on my Drapion. I can try them to go for 2 charge moves against me. But I have to go for a charge move here sadly, because otherwise I just waste energy, which I just don't want to do. And I just want to get some damage onto them. We are going to be able to win this matchup always, kinda. But we are going to go a bit down here. But what we could do is we can try to go for the farm down and then go into Melamar. And we're going to get out the Marowak again. We can use a shield here. I think it's worth it. I definitely think it's worth it, because we gotta be able to get the shield back from the opponent as well. And we know already they have a charge move here as well, which we're gonna now take afterwards. We know that we have a charge move stored already on the Corviknight exactly for this Pokemon. So whatever is in the bag, as long as it doesn't win against our other Pokemon here, our Drapion, with shield advantage on our Drapion, we're gonna be fine. We might be even able to still reach a move with our Corviknight here, because we're getting close and we generate energy super fast. They still have the Toxapex, but what do they have in the bag? It's going to be, oh, Toxapex comes back in, I can swap out into my Drapion, I have a charge move stored, and it's going to be the Credilli. And sorry Credilli, while you're a very strong Pokemon, you're not going to have any chance here against our Drapier, and as we will see here, that 2 crunches are going to be enough. They get the guaranteed defense drop, attack drop here from us with the Rock Tomb, which might allow them to survive another crunch though. But it's going to be a bit of a tough one here. Let's see how it's going to go. Crunch is coming through. We're going to be able to get a ton of damage onto them. But let's see what we will have here. The Rock Tomb is going to connect. And we have the Awkward Tail connecting against the Toxapex, winning us ultimately the game here. And again, we can move on to the final battle. This team was absolutely lovely. Like, I can highly recommend you to try this team out. It was an amazing team to run. Again, shows to Jikai as well. Link down below to them in the description of the video. Highly recommend you to give this team a try, especially with your new Shadow Meloma if you have that one. Again, any IV spread, by the way, is okay for the Shadow Meloma. Don't really worry about IVs on this Pokemon at the current time. Look at my IV spread and look how well this Pokemon performs. Again, a bit of an attack investment, I made a video about it already. It's kind of nice on this Pokemon because you actually win more in the 1 and 2 shield scenario there. You lose more in the 0 shields because you have less bulk. But you have that fast move pressure, which you see here as well coming in clutch, allowing us to get up to 2 charge moves, and we can now swap out here, which allows us to clear our debuffs. And now we have 2 hard-hitting charge moves of our Meloma still sitting there for whatever is in the bag for the opponent's team. The issue here is because I didn't swap out straight away, I'm not going to be able to outspeed them here, so they're going to knock us out here with the Superpower. Or Foul Play. I think Superpower is the only thing that they can go for. Foul Play would have not knocked us out there. And we can go into Corviknight now. We wait on the clock because we have 2 charge moves stored that we kind of want to use as well. They swap out here into the Annihilate, and that is a bit of an issue because I'm not too sure if we're going to be able to win the CMP tie against them. But we have a ton of attack investment, so maybe that actually matters. I want to check this really quick as well because Meloma, I would assume, has kind of similar stats than the opponent's Annihilate. We win the CMP tie. Meloma has 117 attack. Annihilate has 122 attack usually. So usually we would lose a CMP tie. But because I think our Meloma's IV spread is so weird, I think that actually allows us to win CMP tie against this Pokemon. It does, which is ridiculous. Usually no Meloma ever would win CMP tie against the Annihilate, but because we have 15 attack and 6 defense, we are 2 attack stats above the Annihilate, and that wins us the battle here. So again, showcasing what Meloma can do. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to leave a like, and I will see you then. Bye bye.